Hi Bailey. We are going over the homework from last night. We were asked to graph two like this, and we'll see some of our graphs weren't too accurate. So we're going to see what happened. So hopefully yours will match. But all right, so as we went around, let's make sure we have the same points. So we went out, when you get 0, what did you get?
2.
3 times 0 is 1, 2. All right, so Abby, this is the angle and this is the R, and then we go over to pi over 6. Well, first of all, we graph them as we go. So how many circles did you need? Just 2 or 3?
I did 2. I needed 2, but I did 3.
Okay, I'll start with 2. And alright, so the first one is at the angle 0 and it's 2 away from the origin. So that's the first point that we've graphed. Alright, pi over 6. What did you get, Hannah?
0.
0? That correspond to you? Alright. Alright, I don't have for some reason my notes from yesterday are missing. I don't know what in the world I do with them. So I know what it's supposed to look like though. So 0, pi over 6 is this line and we're at 0. So that means, remember, that's why I asked you to graph it as we go. So we have to get from this point to this point, right? Mm-hmm. That was the first one graphed. This was the second one graphed. And I remember I always said use a curvy thing to connect them. So did you get that much? Yes. All right, pi over 3.
Oh, no.
Pi over 3 is?
I got 2.
2.
That's what I got.
All right. Well,
I got -2.
I literally got 2 for everything.
Oh.
I got
everything
almost 2.
Was 2. And I have no idea what I did wrong.
Alright, well 2
no, it wasn't
cosine
2. It was
3 times pi over 3. So Molly, when you put pi over 3 into this equation, the 3's cancel. And the cosine of pi is -1, right? So isn't it -2?
Well, that's not what my calculator told me.
So, here you go.
Cosine of pi is -1.
You can use this.
See, I assume
it is -2.
I assumed mine would be wrong because from that point on, no matter what I plugged into my calculator, I got 2.
What is wrong
Like
with
2
that?
straight up or like?
Alright,
That's
so
like
Abby,
1.9
this is
something.
pi over 3.
That's what I got.
This line, and we learned to graph -2, like this would have been 2. So -2 is still on the pi over 3 angle, but it's back here, it's negative. So we reflect back through the origin, and -2 is back here. So pi over 3 took us to this line, this would have been 1, that would have been 2, but -2 is at the same angle, but out the back door. So. Alright, so we started at this point, we went to this point, and now we've got to get to this point with a curve. Do you see?
Oh, we curved that way? I curved...
You don't want any sharp turns, and so like if I went this way...
Oh, goodness.
If I went this way, do you see it would have been a sharp point there. Everything's smooth on these curves. So the only way I could get... To keep all this smooth, the only way I can get from here to here is to curve that way. So it does take a little practice doing that. Alright, so Molly, try again. What happens when you put pi over 2 in here? So or in the calculator, you got to multiply 3. So you end up taking the cosine of 3 pi over 2. Are you in radians? Because I know you had to switch back.
No.
Alright, well that's probably what it was. Because you have to switch back from physics class. Because you were doing that Snell's law. So that's
Oh
probably
my
all it
gosh.
was.
That's probably what happened.
Yeah, that's probably what happened because
Oh my
I was like,
gosh.
why am I getting 2 for everything?
Alright.
I'm in degrees.
See, now I got -0.02.
Negative
That's so
0.02.
annoying.
Anyone else? Can you check that, Allie? We're doing 2 cosine 3 pi over 2.
I got for cosine 3 pi over 2, I got 0. And then you multiply it by 2 and you get 0.
Alright, so what's going on? Did you use parentheses?
Yes.
2 cosine 3 pi over 2.
I didn't put the 2.
3 pi over 2.
Well, are you just supposed to type it in like that?
I got 2.
I just got 0 again.
For 2 pi over 3, I got 2. I mean, I got 1.
I got 0.
Well, when I plug it in like that,
Let's look at your unit circle. 3 pi over 2 is
zero.
down here. And it's the first coordinate. So it's 0.
Okay.
So why aren't you getting 0 when you plug
see,
that
when I
in?
plug it in like that, I get 0, but I did it step by step.
You do 2 pi
Yeah.
divided by
Okay.
3.
What was
times-
the first
Times
step?
3.
It's times
No,
three.
it's because it's 2 pi over 3. Oh, it's 3 pi over 2.
3 pi over 2.
Okay. So
Okay,
3
that's it,
pi
that's it.
divided by 2.
All right, have we
See,
started?
but that's not
We've
what I
started
got.
taping this, right?
If you do
Yeah,
pi
yeah.
over
Okay.
2 times 3, cosine of that, times 2, negative 0.02.
What'd you do first?
I did pi over 2 times 3.
And then you took the cosine of that.
And then I multiplied by 2.
Okay.
Because I just do it step by step because I'm always afraid I'll make a mistake. Because I make mistakes when I do it in my head.
3 times pi over 2 is correct.
And I
Cosine-
changed it to.
I got
You do
0.
You get Molly's answer if you do it that way.
I got 0.
That's what I got. If you do it.
Well, if you plug it in like that, you get 0.
But if you
if
plug
you
it
do
in like
step
Molly
by
did,
step,
you
then you don't get 0.
Wait,
don't.
so you do 3
You get a
pi.
little
If
less.
we do
than
pi
0.
divided by
Divided by
2 times 3.
I mean, visually
4.71.
being sketched by hand, it'll probably look like the
Cosine
same
of that.
thing.
Times 2.
Yeah,
Molly,
I think what
Molly.
happens, this is 0,
doing
basically.
it step by step.
See,
and
when
still got
when
0.
you're doing this, when you're using decimals, you're rounding. So
So
that's
it'll still be
it'll be
0 essentially.
It's
Yeah.
a 0. So you didn't do anything wrong. It's just yours isn't quite as accurate. So we did get 0. So pi over 2 is here. This is the angle, and so how do we think we're going to get from here to here? Since we went like this and then like
We're gonna go
this,
the opposite.
right?
I am so not getting this at all. I would think, oh well, it's just a point, so you just go back the same way.
Everything's curved
And
on
is
the
the next
polar.
curve gonna be the same?
We'll
exact
see.
thing?
We'll see. Don't.
Is it gonna be like
Alright.
a flower?
All right. I don't know what.
Oh yeah, it is.
Allie, what's the next thing
Next
here
thing.
after pi over 2?
2 pi over
Oh my
3.
gosh.
All right. 2 pi over 3. What's that give us?
I thought 2 pi over 3 was 0.
Well, we have to multiply it by 3,
Pi
and
over
then
2 was 0.
we have to.
I'm so messed up. I'll fix it.
So what's this one?
I don't know.
Wait, that's 6 pi over 3,
So
right?
0 is 2.
So we put in 3 times 2 pi over 3. Right. 6
that
pi.
2?
Yeah. So that's 2 pi. That's 2 pi. So what is cosine of 2 pi? That's just 1, right?
And
So
then
are you
multiply
getting
by
2?
Yeah.
All right, I'm looking, seeing a pattern here.
Yeah.
What about you?
It's gonna be flower.
So let's see, 2 pi over 3 is this line, and we're going to be at 2 on that. So how do you think we're going to get from here to here?
Oh, it's
We have a choice, we can bend this way or this way, but the smooth way, and we just came from here, and so the smooth way would be to keep going on that side.
I thought we came from the other side. I thought we just came from
We went.
left.
We went. We went from 2 to 0
Yeah.
to minus 2 to 0. So we were
I
coming
thought
this
we
way.
went the other way.
Yeah,
Okay.
we did before. So see how I connect it, and that's probably the tricky part right now is keeping it all smooth and rounded. All right.
And then the next one's 0.
Yeah, the next one's 0. So then you're going to go this way to keep it all smooth. And then the next one is 2, and you're going to go like that. And if you keep
I got
going,
negative 2 for the next one.
we'll check again.
For
'Cause
pi.
pi
You do-
is,
So then it's cosine of 3 pi. That's negative 1 times 2. Which is negative 2.
okay, that's right. That's where it shows up. Because we're at pi,
Yeah.
so pi, we skipped 1, and we get 0. So here's pi, so we have to reflect backwards to get the negative part. So here's 180, so that part is reflected backwards. So
So
that
then
is,
does it go like that?
pardon?
Does it go like that?
We just already did it.
Oh,
We
we
were
already
here, and we went to there.
So then does it repeat all the way around?
Yeah, then it'll keep repeating, yeah. That has a name, so in your comp book, name it we thought long and hard and we called it a rose. So yesterday we had a limicon and today we have a rose.
Which
Okay.
one was the limicon?
It was the loop in a loop, not the circle. The circle's just a circle. The loop in a loop was the limicon. Remember the C had the funny tail?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, so does it show up on the board, Hannah?
Yes.
All right, so this is your graph. So we're going to turn off the video and we're going to do the second one on the homework. So if you didn't get this, this is the correct answer. And probably it's a lot of sketching, learning how to sketch from one point to the other, curved and smooth. No sharp turns. Okay, you can turn that off. What is